Commander Elena Rodriguez felt the vibration through her boots before she heard the sound. A deep, resonant hum that seemed to emerge from the very bones of the Earth itself. Standing on the observation deck of Luna Station, she watched in stunned silence as points of light began to flicker across the planet's surface below, like stars awakening from an ancient slumber. Commander, we're receiving massive energy signatures from all 7 continents, Lieutenant Marcus Webb announced from the communications console, his voice tight with disbelief. The readings they're identical to pre-silence technology, but amplified beyond anything in our records. Elena pressed her palm against the reinforced viewing port. For 1,000 years, humanity had lived in the shadow of the Great Silence, the day when Earth's entire defense fleet had simply vanished without explanation, leaving the colonies scattered across the solar system to fend for themselves. Generations had grown up believing their ancestors' stories were mere legend, tales of mighty ships that could bend space and time. Are you telling me, Elena said slowly, that the lost fleet is waking up? The answer came not from her lieutenant, but from the planet itself. Massive geometric shapes began rising from locations that had been barren wastelands for centuries: the Sahara, the Australian outback, the Siberian tundra, the Amazon basin. Ships the size of cities lifted into the sky with impossible grace, their hulls gleaming with a metallic finish that seemed to shift between silver and deep blue. Dr. James Harrison, the station's xenoarchaeologist, had been studying the Great Silence for 30 years. Now he stood transfixed, tears streaming down his weathered face. "My God, they're beautiful," he whispered. "Look at those designs. They're not just ships, they're art. Living art." The largest vessel, emerging from what was once the Pacific Ocean, dwarfed even Luna Station. Its surface rippled like liquid mercury, and strange symbols pulsed along its flanks with rhythmic precision. As Elena watched, the ship's form seemed to shift and adapt, as if it were remembering how to exist in this dimension. "Commander," Webb called out urgently, "we're receiving a transmission. It's an old Earth dialect, but the syntax is wrong, like they're translating from something else." Elena moved to the console. "Put it through." The voice that filled the command center was melodious yet alien, carrying harmonics that no human throat could produce. "Children of the scattered seeds," it said, each word carefully measured. "The vigil ends. The watchers have departed beyond the rim of knowing. We return to you now as was always intended." "This is Commander Rodriguez of Luna Station," Elena responded, her military training overriding her awe. "Identify yourself. What is the nature of your mission?" A pause stretched across the void before the response came. "We are the Legacy Fleet, guardians of humanity's tomorrow. We have waited in the spaces between seconds, holding the darkness at bay while you grew strong enough to stand beside us. The enemy that drove us to hide has moved beyond this sector. The time of concealment is finished." Elena exchanged glances with her crew. The implications were staggering. The lost fleet hadn't abandoned humanity. They had been protecting them from something so dangerous that they'd had to remove themselves from normal spacetime entirely. As if reading her thoughts, the voice continued. "You have built well in our absence. Your colonies shine like beacons across the void. But greater challenges await. We bring gifts, knowledge, technology, and purpose. The next chapter of humanity's story begins now." The massive ships began to take formation around Earth, their presence filling the solar system with new possibilities. Elena realized that everything humanity thought they knew about their place in the universe was about to change. The Millennium of Silence was over. The real adventure was just beginning. She opened a channel to all colonial outposts. "This is Luna Station to all colonies. Code Omega. The fleet has returned. Stand by for new orders." The future had finally arrived.